Does Rohit Sharma still have some karmic quota left in him to win a World Cup, let alone be a T20 World Cup? But what about the Australians? Do those guys have some karmic quota still left in them? The Travis Head and company, can they still come and beat the dreams of Indians? What about India-Pakistan match? Who will win? I'm going to give answers to all of these questions in this video. Stay tuned till the end. Astrologer can go wrong, but astrology never goes wrong. One or two predictions here and there can go wrong, but then I have a series of predictions which you can go and see. I made more than 200, 300 odd predictions in my book, 99 predictions also. You can go and see that everything from people's relationships to political leaders to what all can happen, I have predicted about all of them. Okay, so now, and I thank all of those people who have stood by me during the thick and thin, okay, and who know, why, whenever I say something, why do I say, what is the reason for that, what is the scientific astrological reason for that, I thank you, all of those people. Greats are born during those times when the most important planets like Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, then of course there are 3 asteroids to talk about, 4 asteroids. One is Chiron. I talk about 3 asteroids called as planet X, Y and Z. That is for convenience sake I call them as that, but they are very, very powerful bodies. In fact, they are more powerful than even the planets, okay? As powerful as the planets, and they influence us in a big way, and I include them also in the analysis. I call it as a 16 planet astrology system, and if you use all of these things, you will get a perfect analysis. And whenever this planet comes into whenever these planets, planet X, Y, Z, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, whenever they come into those strategic positions, where the planet goes into a 0 degree or a 10 degree or a 25 degree, that is when the greatest people are born. The more number of planets come into stronger positions, the greater the cricket's T20 World Cup. Who is going to win this? Once again, those most important years come to fray. So, which are those most important years in the recent times? We're talking about 1981, after that 1986 and 87, then the 1990 patch, 1990, and then 1993. Okay, so you know this. So we have to see as to, the greatest would be born during these years. Then there is a next patch could be 97, but that is very far away. So I'm only looking at people born between 1987 to 1993. Okay, so what it means is all of those cricket captains who were born after 1993, I would say in fact till 1994, 1993-94 patch is the same. So first of all, the team which is going to be a certainty, okay, in the top 3, okay, and I'm going to also arrange in the format of which amongst the top 3 also who is my most favorite, I'm going to tell you that, but very simply because there is only one captain born in the year 1986-87, so India's Rohit Sharma, so India automatically goes into the top 3, so I'm going to keep that team aside. Okay, so in top 3 we have India. Now, we have 3 teams, New Zealand, England and Australia. All the 3 captains are born in the year 1991. Now, it is very, very tricky. I have to, see, this is early 90s. So, within these 3 teams, I have to only pick up one team. First of all, let's look at the defending champion, that is England versus New Zealand. Okay, let's do a comparison. The charts are before you. If you see that, New Zealand's captain Kane Williamson is born just about 1 month away from England's captain Jos Buttler. Can you look at these 2 charts? You will see that there is practically no difference between the 2 horoscopes. Almost the same horoscopes. In fact, even if you look at carefully and if you actually look at the degrees of the planets, okay, the planet the 0 degree of, very close to 0 degree of Chiron, or if you look at even Neptune's degrees, if you look at the degree of Pluto, you will see that a shade better Kane Williamson has got. His horoscopes, the planets are a shade better than Jos Buttler. And one very important reason why I'm eliminating England. Now this is a very, very big news. Okay, there are many people who feel that England is an extremely important contender for the T20 World Cup, but I'm saying that I'm not going to be keeping them in my top 3. Okay, let me tell you the 3 reasons why England cannot win the World Cup this time. Number 1, Kane Williamson, who's born just about 1 month away, has exactly the same horoscope as Jos Buttler. Point number 1. Okay, which means if there is one captain who's already won the World Cup last time, and there is another person who is there with exactly the same planet, then the chances of that person winning is high. So which means there is the higher chances goes for New Zealand. Point 1. Number 2. If you're looking at the players of England, most of these players, see, if you have a new looking team, if the team is, it's a new look team, then we can say that yes, there is a great chance. But then if you're looking at this team starting from Moeen Ali to Adil Rashid to Chris Jordan to, if you're looking at Jofra Archer to Phil Salt to Mark Wood, many of these players have been either a part of the 2019 World Cup winning team or the last 2000 T20 World Cup winning team. So either of the two teams they've been a part of. So which means the karmic quota of many of the players has already been exhausted. Okay, so that is the second point why I'm feeling that England will not win this time. Let me tell you the third reason why England cannot win this time, and that is because of the coach. The coach Matthew Mott, okay, he's born in the year 1973 and he has got a very good horoscope, and that's the reason he has won 2 major tournaments in his life. He has, as a coach, he has led the women's cricket team of Australia to win a World Cup. Now that is a big thing, that's a huge thing. And then he also led the England team to win another World Cup. So he already has 2 World Cups as a coach under his belt, and now he cannot win a third World Cup. So the chances of England is very, very low. So I'm eliminating England from winning the World Cup. That's big news. Now this can come as a surprise to you. Some of you may be shocked by the whole thing. Okay, now I'm going to eliminate another team, another very, very important team I feel that has no chance to win the T20 World Cup, and that team is... Some people may feel, oh, you even eliminated the team last time, but then what happened? But let me tell you, I've done my mathematics, my arithmetics and everything, and astrology and everything, but I can say that, this time, this team has got very, very little chances to win. And the team which I feel has no chances or very little chances to win the World Cup is Australia. Yes, it's true. I'm saying that Australia has very, very little chances to win the World Cup, T20 World Cup. I'll tell you the reasons why. Okay, first of all, the captain, that is Mitch Marsh. Mitchell Marsh, born in the year 1991. Okay, 20th October 91. You have his chart before you. I'm just comparing with. See, the point is why I'm doing a comparison with New Zealand's captain is because we have to only select one person in this patch, right? Only one of those patch. See, it's either a 87 born captain will win, or a 90 born captain will win, or a 93, 94 born captain will win. Either of the three one will, right? One of the patch. So I want to pick up the best from each patch, and they will form my top 3. It's a simple logic. Okay. So if I'm going to compare with the New Zealand's captain, which is Kane Williamson. Look at the chart of Mitchell Marsh. Mitch Marsh, okay, he has a better Chiron, maybe he has a better planet Z in a very, very good position. Okay, but other than that, you do a comparison, you will see that Kane Williamson has got Pluto in 0 degrees 0008, which is like when the Pluto just came and he was born. And mind you, has not won a major tournament so far. A test championship is not a big deal. Okay, his horoscope is worth much bigger things. Okay, and look at the comparison of the planet X. Planet X is extremely weakly placed in Mitchell Marsh's chart. So all the other planets, they have actually made him. Mitchell Marsh was the player of the match of the final. When Australia won the T20 World Cup. So he has already done something big in life, and his horoscope does not really promise something even bigger. Okay, and of course, so that is point number 1. Number 2 is, look at this Australian team. Look at this. David Warner, he has featured already in 2 World Cups. You look at, Matthew Wade won World Cup, Marcus Stoinis won World Cup, Mitchell Starc 2, Mitch Marsh 1, Pat Cummins 2. Except for maybe a Travis Head and a Nathal Ellis, a few of the players, almost this entire Australian squad has already featured in 1 or maybe 2 World Cups already. So that is another major reason why I feel that. And then besides that, Andrew McDonald has already won a World Test Championship. He's already led the team to a 50-over World Cup. You can't expect him to win another ICC tournament immediately in 6 months' time. Okay, so this entire Australian squad, I feel that there is really no chance to win the World Cup. So we only have one team from the early 90s patch, and that is New Zealand. Okay, done. So we have the second team which has gone into the top 3, that is New Zealand. So the last set of players that we're going to discuss are born during the years 1993-94. all people who have been following my videos very regularly will know that this is the patch when the planet Pluto came into 0 degrees and Neptune came closer to 25 degrees. Now that is very, very powerful, extremely powerful. So let's look at, the charts of Roman Powell, the West Indies captain, and also Adam Macram's chart is there before you. Can you see the difference? You will see that Adam Macram definitely has a Pluto in, around 1 degrees, and he has a Neptune which is 25 degrees. Okay. Now, is this good enough? And you also compare it with Roman Powell. Roman Powell, you can see that he has more sharper planets. The planet Pluto is very, very close to 0 degrees, which is much better than Adam Macram. And you can also see that the Neptune is actually tending to be very, very close to 25. So I would say that planetary Pluto and Neptune are more sharper and more strongly placed in the horoscope of the West Indies captain. Okay. Besides that, you can see very important difference between the two is that the West Indies captain Powell has got one extra planet which makes it very, very stronger. He has a planet Z in exaltation. Okay. But if you look at Adam Macram, there are so many planets in debilitation. He was born on an Amavasya day. Okay. See, Adam Macram otherwise has a Neptune and Pluto powerful, and that's the reason probably he has won, the local T20 tournament of South Africa. He has won it twice, if I think correct. So he has already done certain things, which is justifying the capacity of his horoscope. But if you're looking at winning a World Cup, that could be probably a bigger ask. Okay. So I would say that, yes, I have to eliminate one of the these two teams, and I'm going to be eliminating, yes, believe it or not, I'm going to eliminate South Africa. You can never be too sure about the birth details of a Pakistani player. So Babar Azam could be born in 1994, he does look young, but at the same time he could also be born in 1993 or 1992. He was born in 1992, then his horoscope becomes similar to Mitchell Marsh. So then in that case I would keep Mitchell Marsh and not Babar Azam. Okay, and if he was born in 1993 and 94, then he comes directly in competition with the West Indies captain Powell. So in that case, I would say that Powell definitely has a better horoscope compared to Babar Azam. So if I'm going to look at this patch, there can be only one captain going ahead, and I would say that Babar Azam definitely does not fall into that category. He doesn't have that best horoscope amongst these players. And can still Pakistan win? Okay, let us look at the coach's chart. The coach, okay, there is a clue that we have here. The coach is Gary Kirsten, and Gary Kirsten has already won a huge ICC trophy as a coach. And I'm not expecting him to win another major title. Okay, so that is a confirmatory test. So I would say that Pakistan definitely will not go into the top 3 of my selection. So now we have this 3 teams, okay, with us, whom I feel are the top 3 teams who have the highest chances to win the World Cup. Okay, and the 3 teams are India, New Zealand, and West Indies. Okay. Now I'm going to now arrange again these 3 teams into the order of importance. I'm going to start with number 3 to 2 and 1. Okay. I'm going to say as to which are these 3 teams and how I look at them as the top contenders to win the World Cup. I'm going to now put it before you. So let's start with the number 3 team for me, which I feel astrologically has the 3rd most important chance to win the World Cup, and that is New Zealand. Okay, why do I feel that New Zealand has got a very, very important chance, but then still I'm putting them in the number 3 position? I'll tell you the reasons why. If you look at the entire squad of New Zealand, they have almost 10 players who were born between 91 and 92. Okay, when Pluto, 2 guys born in 1990. So which is like Pluto in 0 degrees and 1 degree. It's like they're having 10, 12 players, which is extraordinary. Okay, but at the same time they also have Chiron in exaltation. 10 players having Chiron in exaltation, 11 players, and Chiron is the transit, the current planet which is in transit. They also have Z in exaltation, which is required for having larger successes in life. Okay, the only thing which I feel can go against them is that they all have planet, many players in the New Zealand team have planet X in debilitation. Okay, so that's a majority of planets who have a planet X in debilitation. So the only reason where I feel that that can go wrong against them, it can go against them, and probably the reason why they won a champion, the WTC, but then they may not be able to win the T20 World Cup. But then no, I'm still putting them in number 3 position because you know why? See, it can just happen that the planet X can be actually indicating something connected to their personal life. I'm giving that 1% chance to that. And still, because Kane Williamson has got a chart which is exactly equal to Joe's Butler, and he has never won anything larger in life so far. And even Gary Stead, the coach, is born in 72, and he has got like a phenomenal horoscope, and I feel that they have very, very high chances to win the World Cup. So number 3. Okay, now I'm going to put my number 2 team, okay, before you, and which team I feel that has got a phenomenal horoscope and they have a very high chance to win the World Cup, and that team is number 2 is West Indies. Okay, why do I feel West Indies has a great chance? Because if you're going to look at the logical progression of the years, you will see that okay, you had the 70s born people, then you had a 81, then you had a 83 born players winning, then you had a 86 born player winning, okay, and then you have a 1990 born player winning, and then you have a 93 born player winning, and the last World Cup, and probably if it goes according to the logical progression, then you will have a 1993 born player winning again, and that is the West Indies captain, okay, and that is Roman Powell. So, and if you look at the coach Darren Sammy, he has won 2 World Cup as a captain. He has it in him to even win as a coach. You can't eliminate that possibility. And looking at the fact that this is an extraordinarily, astrologically balanced squad with so many players, 93 born 3 players, 94 born 2 players, 95 born 2 players, 96 born 2 players, it's like phenomenal. I feel that this is going to be probably the second important team, I feel that, have great chance. So if they win, I won't be surprised. So the top 3, any of the team can win, any of the 3 teams can win. Final team, okay, by this time you would know that, my top favorite is which country, that, and that is not because I'm an Indian. It is not that reason. I'll tell you the astrological reasons as to why India has got a great chance to win the World Cup this time. Now listen to this carefully. All the captains born during 1986-87, they have all gone through some of the biggest heartbreaks in their lives before they won anything significant. 2016 World Cup, which was won by West Indies, who was in the final? Which country was there in the final? The country that was there in the final was England, and the captain was Ian Morgan, and he was on the verge of winning the greatest medal of his life. But then he couldn't win it. A great disappointment to his country, a great disappointment to Ian Morgan, and he couldn't win it. Okay, so that was in cricket. I'll give an even bigger example. A great example I'll give you. One of the greatest legends of football. There was always this question, is he the greatest ever? And he has played so many league footballs, and he has won so many tournaments for his club. But then the country people always used to point finger at him and tell him that, you are not you're not the greatest ever because you're not won anything big for us. In 2014, this man took the country to the final. He took them to the final. And in the final, he couldn't play well. And there is this one Mario who came as a substitute, and he put a goal. And the team won, the German team won. You know which country I'm talking about, right? And that is Leo Messi. Leo Messi had to wait for 8 years. 8 years to win a World Cup. Just imagine, winning a World Cup was the greatest dream of every Argentinian fan and of course Leo Messi, and he had this deep dream in his mind, and he went to the brink. He went to the brink, but he couldn't win. Okay? And then we had another man who is probably one of the greatest, the modern greats of cricket, not only in India but also around the world. He has won so many IPLs. Okay, he was a great of the game. He is like a fabulous player. I mean, he's a phenomenal player, phenomenal leader, very down-to-earth person, and the entire country loves him. Okay, and he took the country to the brink of glory just 6 months back. I'm talking about Rohit Sharma. Okay, and very sadly, India had to lose in the final. Okay, in the country itself, in Ahmedabad, 1 lakh people were silenced, and the entire 1.5 billion people were silenced. Now, what? Why did this happen to this 86 and 87 born players? Because they were born with the Pluto in debilitation. and some of them have Pluto in very close to 25 degrees or in 10 degrees. In 86 born, it is very close to 10, 12 degrees. I mean, the Pluto is in grey lizard. And Pluto is in negative grey lizard. Please understand, there is positive and negative grey lizard. This is negative grey lizard. So people who have this negative Pluto grey lizard, they will go through some of the most horrifying grief moment of their lives. And when I was looking at Rohit Sharma's chart, I thought that, probably it was there in the 7th house. 7th house means what? 7th house means marriage. I thought that, he's a great player. He has a Uranus exalted in the 10th house. Then I thought that, maybe Rohit Sharma will win a World Cup, has won so many IPL, but he can also win a World Cup. But probably this Pluto may indicate something else. It may indicate probably he may go through, a personal life challenge. But how mistaken I am. A country's political head, his chart no more belongs to himself, it belongs to the nation. Similarly, if you're a sports person, the chart doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the sport. So I forgot that actually the Pluto which is there in the 7th house of your Rohit Sharma, it does not indicate his personal life, but it indicates the biggest defeat that he will ever have in his life, which is going to haunt him for the rest of his life, right? Every day, for the next 6 months after the World Cup, it happened in November, December, we people couldn't sleep for the next 6 months, right? I mean, we had those haunting memories coming back. What if this happened? Something similar would have happened to Rohit Sharma. I mean, much more, right? He was the man who went through it. Just imagine it's haunting him for the rest of his life. But probably I would say that, just like all the other 396, 86, 87 born players, even Rohit Sharma will get an opportunity to redeem himself. So I feel that whatever the disappointment happened, it was a karmic quota which was waiting, the negative karmic quota which was waiting to happen, and it has already happened, and it is out of the way. And the karmic quota of Rohit Sharma is not over yet. He has got such a beautiful chart. He's got Uranus in 29 degrees, and right now when the Pluto, Uranus is in 29 degrees, exactly in the same degree when he was born. Okay, some people will say that when the tournament is being conducted, it will be in 0 degrees. No, I don't think so. It is actually still in Uranus will be exalted in Aries itself. So the chances of Rohit Sharma's chart is extraordinary, exemplary, probably one of the greatest amongst all the current players, and he has to win a World Cup. Winning 5 IPL, I mean, probably that is the reason he couldn't win the 50 over World Cup, which comes once in 4 years. But a T20 World Cup is smaller in magnitude, and he definitely has the capacity to do that. One question that people will ask me is, okay, it's all fine, you're feeling Rohit Sharma will win, but then the logical progression wise, after 1993, it has to be another 93 or 95 or 96, right? How can it go back to 1987? It's a huge jump backwards. I mean, how can that happen? Okay, now let me give you examples. Okay, see, in 2007, the T20 World Cup was won by MS Dhoni, who's a 1981 born. Okay, now what happened after the next two T20 World Cups? It was won by Yunus Khan, who was born in 75. And then after that, it was won by Paul Collingwood, okay, who was born in 1976. And after that, the 50 over World Cup was won once again by MS Dhoni, who was born in 1981. Which means that, what happens is, the major years, the 81, 86 are the major years when the greatest are born, and the World Cup, the 50 over World Cup is won by those people. But at the same time, some people are also born with slightly lesser horoscopes, who can also be a little older. Their turn can also come a little later. Okay, now that does not mean that Rohit Sharma has a weak horoscope. He has a great horoscope. The only problem is that he has diluted his karmic quota by winning for Mumbai Indians. And of course, not to forget, we have one of the greatest coaches in recent times. Rahul Dravid has got a great horoscope, but he has definitely not got all that is due to him. He has been a wonderful servant for Indian cricket, but karmic quota is still intact to win a World Cup, if not as a player, then at least as a coach. So what it means is that, my dear friends, all my Indian fellows, all people who are watching this video, I was very sad, you were very sad when India lost the final against Australia. But let me tell you, this T20 World Cup team from India is the greatest squad ever assembled from India. You see this team, and there is also a great chance that one of our Indian players can end up being either the man of the final or maybe the man of the tournament. And the top contenders, I would say, would be probably born in 1990 or 1993. 1990 means Yuzvendra Chahal, and 1993 we have like a Hardik Pandya, we have a Shivam Dubey, we have Bumrah. Amongst the minnows, I would say, Afghanistan is no more a minnow, so they are a very, very strong team, and they can also, they can definitely create some, upsets. But watch out definitely for United States. It is captained by Monang Patel. He has a good horoscope, and his team can actually maybe cause a couple of upsets. So watch out for that. And talking about India versus Pakistan, there is no question about it. Rohit Sharma led team is going to crush Pakistan. This is our greatest chance, and I will tell you this: India has the greatest chance to win a World Cup once again. And we lost a chance 6 months before. We were grieving 6 months before, and I can tell you that we have great chances to be full of joy and happiness and jump in joy in the coming years, in the coming weeks ahead. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do consider so. It may be a very simple thing for you, but it can help me a lot. So see you soon in yet another interesting video about finance, politics or sports.